Thank you for joining us. I'm Courtney Cole with a WBZ News update and a look at our top stories. Steward Healthcare will receive money from the state of Massachusetts to help in its closing plan for 2 hospitals. Now, there was an emergency hearing on the bankruptcy case in Texas today. Steward will receive $30 million from the Commonwealth as it continues to work the shutdown of Kearney Hospital in Dorchester and Neshoba Valley Medical Center in Ayer. Brockton Hospital now plans to reopen. This just 1 week from today. The hospital has been shut down since a fire. This was back in February of 2023. The building's new features include an outpatient surgical facility, an updated emergency department, and solar panels. When the hospital reopens, though, the maternity unit, the pediatric unit, and the behavioral health unit will remain closed for now. And if you get a text about unpaid tolls, be careful. It might be a scam. MassDOT says customers who use their E-ZPass system should remain mindful of text messages requesting payments for unpaid tolls. The agency says that this may be a practice known as smishing, and scammers are behind it. So MassDOT says if you get one of these texts, delete it. Don't interact with it. Don't try to figure it out. Just delete it. Check your account independently on your own and file a complaint with the Internet Crime Complaint Center. Right now, we're under a next weather alert as heavy downpours are expected across our area. Let's get a check of our next weather forecast with meteorologist Jason Mikell.
The start of our day to the afternoon, the overnight into the day for us on Wednesday. This is what we're dealing with here, friends. More impactful rain poised to move right into our neck of the woods. So the next few days, this is what we're talking about. The primary threat for us will be heavy rain, and some of it could be driving rain across the area. And again, along with some of the strong wind gusts that also could lead towards some issues there in terms of power outages and also some flooding potential. I don't really think that we're going to have any sort of severe weather out of this system, at least this system. By the time we get to Friday and Saturday, this is a whole different ball game. But we're going to keep our threat for hail and even our tornadoes a bit more on the lower side. Not a zero, but again on the lowest side of things. So as you can see throughout the rest of the afternoon for our Tuesday into the overnight for the early hours for Wednesday, the pocket of the bulkiest weather is going to be arriving roughly around the midnight hour through about 5, perhaps even 6 a.m. Wednesday morning. Afternoon commuters for our Tuesday, your impacts will likely be a bit more on the low to moderate side through about the drive at 5 later on this evening. We need the rain, especially in the Merrimack Valley. This is sort of the bullseye where the driest and also the most drought-ridden conditions are for our Tuesday, at least as of this note. But notice as we move forward in our hour-by-hour forecast, we begin to fill in mainly along the south coast out to the Cape and the islands, and then it begins to move right along and also north of the Mass Pike. And again, this will likely be moderate to heavy rain for sure, moving through the Merrimack Valley. This wet weather is going to be wrapping around with that area of low pressure. Behind it, we're going to be bringing in some drier, more stability for the region through about midday into the afternoon as we see more sunshine moving back in. But we're not done. Here comes the remnants from Debbie arriving for us Friday into Saturday, with a few stragglers likely on Sunday as well. If I was looking for any sort of silver lining, it would be that we're not the only ones. From the Carolinas all the way up through the Crown of Maine, this is where the heaviest rain is likely to be. So even though we just started the month out of August on a bit more of a drier note, by the time we end the week, it's definitely going to be a wet one as well. So here's our next 7 forecasts. As you can see, temperatures will also be notably cooler once we get throughout the course of the week. We may pop into the 80s once we get to Saturday and perhaps even on Sunday. But again, for Saturday and even Friday, that is likely going to be a potential for another next weather alert given heavy rain from Debbie.
Jason, thank you. I'm Courtney Cole, and this has been a WBZ News Update.